Boom. Well, guess what?
Want to try that again? Sorry, I was eating. Give it a go.
You son of a bitch! All right, Brett. Guess what, motherfuckers? This is a movie!
And it's also
Movie and an egg roll, homie.
Guys.
Or gals. Or something in between gender and sexuality is it's all a spectrum.
Look, non-binary, smooth. Is it smooth-crotched? I don't understand gender things yet. I could not even begin to tell you what made us think that watching a movie we loved would be a good idea to review, but we absolutely did. We watched Mystery Men from 1999. Oh my god! You know what? Looking back though, I mean, it was nice watching it as an adult. I used to watch it all the time when I was a kid. I saw it when it came out in theaters, and as an adult going back and watching it, you could see where there were flaws. Definitely. It distracted in the moment, but not for the overall movie.
No, let me tell you something right now. What a star-studded cast. What beautiful writing. Sean was on board. In fact, this is the inaugural Sean stamp of approval.
Bam! Mystery Men was such a good movie, guys. Again, I'm a sucker for superheroes, and that's what kind of kept me in. And this is an art house version of the superhero genre. Action, special effects, a story about the underdog just trying to bring themselves up and be seen by people to prove that what they've been doing all their lives is relevant. The cast of this movie was working on another level.
I agree. I agree.
It was wild because it took me. How old am I? It took me almost 20 years to appreciate the artistry of the performers in this. Because as a kid, I was just like, I want to be the Blue Raja. That was all it was. But now as an adult, I'm noticing the nuances that Hank Azaria put in, that he was this gentleman, and he built this character, and then he built another character that character had made. William H. Macy, that stern, that honest sincerity that he put in everything. And Ben Stiller, when Ben Stiller went to the point of rage, even in the little scenes, he let that blood, you could see the blood in his eyes.
You could see it. He went to a doctor following this movie. Stop eating the pizza! Guys, Disco Forever. My god, the costume design. What a feat.
For everyone. For everyone.
For everyone, for everything.
Casanova Frankenstein, our main villain. Are you kidding me?
Say the name again.
Casanova Frankenstein. Now this movie was based off of a comic book that they completely rejigged. It was in no way a direct copy of what the comic book was. They lightened it up. They brought humor to it. There was no longer this character called the Flaming Carrot, which was, I believe, the main hero.
The main hero of Mystery Men was the Flaming Carrot. Great adaptation of the comic, because that's really, it's a dicey deal. Adapting a comic book, they just got it with the Marvel series, and some people would argue they didn't get it.
It's getting hot in here.
I mean, the villain, we didn't even finish with Casanova Frankenstein. Our main antagonist, who is brought back out into the world because the hero of the world. Our guys are the underdogs. The Mystery Men, who are never named, are the underdogs of this whole champion city, and they have Captain Amazing, who's Greg Kinnear, and he
actors.
I know actors. Greg Kinnear is killing it. He's that smarmy, super like, I'm the superhero, blah blah blah. But there's a PR world. Like, it gets into the real nitty gritty of, you know, the real world of branding, and he's covered in logos for all these companies that sponsor him, and he gets one of his arch enemies out of prison, psych ward, just to get himself another villain to get back on the top pages of the newspaper.
Because what do you do when you run out of work? You make work. Boom.
I think we're looking at it, Sean. We are Captain Amazing. If you want to join our pledge to be part of our Captain Amazing team, write it down in the comments section below.
I don't care, but if I ever have a street gang, you better fucking believe we're called the Disco Boys.
The Disco Boys. Janine Garofalo's dad is a sentient bowling ball, which is a remarkable power in their world. And he just kind of goes through their window and scares them, when really he just could have killed them all right then and there, smashed their faces in, and we would have moved on with our lives.
There were so many moments where, let's say this, the Blue Raja, right? Like, painted to be a not threatening superhero. The man threw goddamn forks.
Yeah, you can injure somebody with a fork.
I have accidentally cut the roof of my mouth many times with forks.
Like, this might not be a great review of that movie because my review is that it was fantastic. Sean, what do you have to say about the film?
I agree. I mean, yes, there's holes. There are plenty of continuity, like, well, not even continuity, but just like, they could have stopped this a while ago.
It's almost as though they cut nothing out of the film.
Yes, it was the director's cut. When people want like the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League, this is the Zack Snyder cut of Mystery Men, because it was just whatever was shot. There was a whole scene of Ben Stiller just eating catering.
All right, guys, we're gonna make a rating system
based on the movie.
This week's rating system is gonna be a scale of.
It's gonna be a scale of the Wafflers, played by Dane Cook.
On a scale of 1 to 5 wafflers, because that's the scene we didn't speak about enough, was the audition scene. If there was anything cut from that film, it was probably hours and hours of footage of people who just made up superheroes.
And I would have watched that film separately.
Scale of 1 to 5. Waffleman! How many are you gonna choose?
3 3/4. It was great. I know there's a lot of nostalgia at play, so I'm taking off a couple points because I know it's not the greatest film ever made. But I loved it. I thought the performance was great from a writing perspective. It was true to the time and well written. It was a good portrayal of the comic books. 3 3/4 Waffle Man.
I'm gonna say, because I do love the movie and I have to give a little wiggle room for nostalgia. Yes. I really do love it. But it did fulfill that 90s, we're gonna take something you love and we're gonna make it grungy and we're gonna show the people that aren't pushing through, and there was a voice to it.
Yes.
And there's a reason why the people that know this film are zealots about it, like myself. And going back, I was not disappointed.
He was not disappointed.
I definitely had moments of, well, clearly they just could have ended this here, or they could have done that, but you could do that with the best of films. You can watch Schindler's List and find issues. So I'm going to give it a solid 4. I love this movie, and it's always going to have a place in my heart. What's the matter? Did I compare Mystery Men
to
Schindler's List? I did.
What are we doing?
Alright, this has been Movie and an Egg Roll. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, guys. Do not forget to like. Do not forget to subscribe.
Don't forget.
Like it was an option. It's the last piece, I promise.